Hey everybody, Wisdom here, a little after 2:40 a.m. Wednesday, September 10th, 2014. I've got Hyper Beam Prism Break on the Portal of Power. I have actually, as I mentioned at the end of Light Core Tornadoes, I was so curious about the color effect on Hyper Beam Prism Break. He is the one character that I fully upgraded prior to doing pretty much anything in the game. As soon as he came out, I was tinkering around trying to figure out what the color spectrum change happened. That said, I did that with the damaged packaging one I ordered in from Toys R Us, and then of course I found one locally. So it's that story if anyone remembers that. That said, this guy right here, he is the main one. Not that you would notice a difference, aside from he's got a little bit more that he's done in the game than anyone else, or at least the other HBPB. But note right now, he's kind of got the emerald color going on. He's just pretty much what you'd expect, kind of has the look of Series 2 and the Light Core. Then there, above Hyper Beam Prism Break, you've got like the Series 3 final form. That said, he's got base attacks Energy Beam, as you can see there, 26 to 39. That gives you an idea on the initial range of that. Summon the Crystal Shard. That will drop down. It will do 35 damage. Can't think of what the critical would be on that. 35 and 17 and a half, 18, so 53. Let me actually change that. So 35 to 53, if it drops directly on an enemy, which happens quite frequently. Sometimes I use that solely to kill the enemies. But that said, the other thing that'll do, there's a look at the 35, but then when you start shooting off, you're going to do 20 to 30 damage with the refraction. So that's pretty much what he's got boxed up. Let me come over here to
Hello, Skylander friend.
Oh, I forgot I took a Tornado through one of the challenges to get Wind Up. I think Wind Up just needs one more, and then I'll have that stupid tech quest done for opening the lockpick puzzles. But what you need to fully upgrade Hyper Beam Prism Break with the discount is $12.88. We have got more than that on hand. Super Crystal Shards, where we get started. Price is $3.20. Summoned Crystal Shards are bigger and do increased damage. We'll go ahead and pick that up. Alright, next up is Crystal Eruption. I use this attack all the time. He's not the fastest character, so whenever you kind of get in close proximity to some enemies that aren't an easy kill, this comes in super handy. Crystal Eruption 448. Press X to summon a damaging ring of crystals around you that pushes back enemies. What I like to do is maybe fire it off once or twice, get a little distance between me and the enemy, drop down a shard on them, and then go to refracting them. So it's worked beautifully well, at least for me, and it's a strategy I would highly recommend. Next up, we have the Emerald Energy Beam. This is important because there's colors with a Prism Break, and some people have certain preferences. This is very cool. This is like Light Core Prism Break, which to date is definitively the best Light Core in my opinion. $5.76 is the price. Energy Beam attack does extra damage. Let's pick that up. And note that he kind of went from like that blue sapphire color to a legit emerald color. Now we have Change Refractions for $7.68. Split Energy Beams divide again if they pass through a Crystal Shard. Let's go ahead and pick that up. And now we'll go ahead and actually let's back out and we'll take in everything. So Super Crystal Shard. That's going to do increased damage and be bigger. So we were doing 35 to 53, and we missed. You can tell it's bigger. We missed again. What was that? 55. Okay, I thought it was 80. What? That's 55. So Super Crystal Shard 55. Half of that would be 27 and a half. We'll call that 28. So 83 would be our critical number. And the thing is, you can have 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 4 active. So I thought it was 3 for some reason. I guess I don't remember correctly. 55 to 83. 4 active. Crystal Eruption is next. This is a really cool attack. Looks like that. It can get better. More on that shortly. But standard damage 50, critical hit would be 75. Emerald Energy Beam, we were doing 26 to 39. We're now doing 30 to 45 is what that would be on the critical side. Not 54, but 45. Change Refraction, basically now, kind of see what's going on there. If we do this, you got it Ying off. I'll come here, place another one, and you get the idea. 18 damage, let's see what we get on next. 23. So, basically, 23 to, half of that would be 11 and a half, is 12, 35, and then like a second string would be, not getting good set up here. Jeez. Yeah, this is just gonna be a pain. That's a good example of one. Let's see if that'll It's really hard. It works best when you're killing enemies with the soul gem, and then it just kind of automatically positions itself. But we'll just run with 23 to 35, and of course the 30 to 45 upgrade. So 23 to 35. Second refraction. Alright, so now we're ready to pick a path. And we'll do that. My preferred path with Prism Break is Crystalier. Why? It's awesome. And the main thing, he gets the Wicked Armor, which is super cool. And then you also maintain the Emerald color. If you take Prismancer, you get this funky gold color. A lot of people object to that. Some of you prefer it. I don't. I think it looks ridiculous. The thing is, that all changes in this one. I don't quite know what's going to happen with Crystalier just yet, but we're going to find out. Further develop Prism Break's defensive crystal abilities, whereas Prismancer is further develop Prism Break's energy beam attacks. Now, that may be appealing to some people. Again, me, speed and armor are what I prefer. That's why I was drawn to this one in the beginning. Plus, it stayed green, and that just suits him a lot better than yellow. So, personal opinion there, but I'm going to take Crystalier. Fear not, I have Prismancer with my other Prism Break, so we'll come over here. Massive Crystal Eruption. Crystal Eruption attack does increased damage and covers a larger area. Price is $10.88. Do not underestimate the importance of this in the Crystalier battle. Up next, Triple Crystal Shard for $14.08. Summon 3 Crystal Shards at once. I don't know, you could already kind of do that. So, I don't know. We'll pick it up and take it from there. I'm going to hold off on the armor. I want to make sure that it's going to be plus 40 in this game. It should. We'll pick up the Soul Gem, Shard Soul Prison, for $25.60. Crystal Shards form when enemies are defeated by your energy beam. That's the catch. It has to be the beam. And then, of course, like I said earlier, when that happens, it chains off and it gets crazy, and you can turn things into like some Laser Wars grid type design. But let's check things out here. First up is Massive Crystal Explosion. Take a look at it. You can kind of see what happens. You've got 1 and then 2. There's like 2 waves of it. It pushes the enemies back. What we were doing with that was 50 to 75. It is now 65. 65's critical number is of course going to be 32.5, which is 33, which is a critical number of 98. Triple Crystal Shard. I don't know about this one. Where we left off, Super Crystal Shard, 55 to 83 with 4 active. Let's see what this does. Oh, they mean they drop down all at once. I forgot. So same damage there. That's when things get really easy to set up, as you can see there. Let's go ahead and set this up from over here. You've got round 1, and then you've got round 2. And as you can see, you can only have 2 active. But I mean, check that out. That's when you get into some crazy stuff. And imagine beating enemies, and then basically them creating more shards, and you get the idea. It's when things start to get pretty funky. So, still basically 55 to 83, 3 fall at once. So now the soul gem I can't really show you, but again, imagine the dummies or the sheep are enemies, and when we kill them they turn into a crystal shard, which then further increases the chaos that is his energy beam. Dadgum, I didn't look at that. Alright, looking at the gamepad, his armor is 30. I've got all these fancy charms and everything that bump that up. So he should jump 270 and be maxed out. What am I doing? I want to... okay. That's what I'm doing. I have to do that. Back up and go back in. So, crystalline armor, and this changes his appearance too. It puts that on his back. Series 2 Prism Break, epic pose. It's featured prominently. There were the 2 different color variations of it, but this for me is the money shot down this path, and it is why I'm drawn to it. Plus it's not yellow, so there's that. But $19.20 is the price. New crystal increases Prism Break's resistance. We'll grab that. He looks really cool. You can see it on his back now. It almost looks like a hat the way he's hunched over. We'll check that when we pop out. This is the Wow Pow, and I think it may be controversial based on aesthetics. Here's what I mean. Crystal Comrade 3200. Press Y to shoot crystal shards and gem shrapnel. Press Y to shoot crystal shards and gem shrapnel explode out, damaging enemies and cool. So that's kind of worded funky. Note right there, everything went to red. His, 2 fists basically became the tri-crystals, but he just turned Soviet red on us. So for those of you that prefer your green or your yellow, don't get the Wow Pow. For those of you that prefer red, take whatever path you want. Now golden Prismancer, yellow, turns red, and Crystalier, the green emerald color, turns red. I assumed it would because that's what Prismancer did. I've already done that. I'll show you in just a second, but I was hoping this would stay green. It did not. Again, some of you, this will be epic. This will beat out whether you like Crystalier or Prismancer. Some of you will just love the color red, and this will be the greatest thing since sliced bread. For people like myself, it's like, man, why could he not just stay like he was down Crystalier and then just the little shard Crystal Comrade turn into red, like that would have been awesome. But it is what it is. Now the thing is, check this out, where he was shooting an emerald energy beam, it's kind of it's not really a red, it's almost like an orangey yellow, but check this out, the shards now red, which they actually look cool. And then when we drop the Super Crystal Shard red, that's actually really cool. This may be better down this path now that I think about it. That's the Wow Pow right there. More on that in just a second. So the armor is plus 40. Let's document that. That is a huge deal. Can't tell you how big it is. Armor plus 40, and that's maxed him out in this game because of all the charms I have. Coming down now, I've actually got it all filled in. The Soul Gem, of course, kill an enemy, it makes that. Here's what happens. The way the Wow Pow works, you drop down the shard or the super shards, and then when you shoot one, they, like, check this out, we're doing the 18 damage, off the refractions. Now when I come back in and throw these down, watch the 12 number. That's from exploding shrapnel. You see some 18 on it as well. 12 to 18 crystal shard, I guess I should call that crystal shrapnel damage would be better. So 12 to 18 crystal shrapnel damage, and then the Prism Break statues actually work just like a standard crystal shard would. So you summon that, whoops, you summon that, you've got this going on, it gets crazy, it looks cool, you can actually have multiples of them going, we've got little Prism Breaks spinning everywhere, people that love the color red are having a heyday right now, but it's pretty cool, it's a unique WoW POW. If you love the color red, this is the greatest. If you're a Prism Break fan that loves the color red, this is like the greatest thing that could ever happen to you. If you're a Prism Break fan and you wanted something a little different, maybe you know, thought, man, if it was only, you know, something else than emerald or a gold color, this would be sweet. You got it. It's actually a practical WoW POW. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but Prism Break is a very tough character. He doesn't really need it. There is a lot of options you could do for a WoW POW with him, but I mean, you get the general idea. This guy is pretty dadgum tough. Right there, when we start getting through this, you see the shrapnel coming off. I can't really see myself, but you can see it shoot off. Let's actually do that. I'm gonna face this way, and you see the little red shrapnel. That's what's doing the 12 to 18. That's what the WoW POW is, and then of course it just kind of adds that for aesthetics. But in all honesty, those work just like a standard shard. Now, this was the Crystalier path. It's officially what I endorse. It gets the One of Wisdom seal of approval. It always has, it always will. Massive crystal explosions, epic. Triple crystal shard is just kind of like a convenience item, really. And then crystalline armor is probably the highlight in my opinion. That said, as I'm in my squeaky chair, we're going to pull that off, and I'm going to put on a different Prism Break. Basically, all this guy has done is get damaged by Toys R Us, immediately step onto my portal, get the money, and get upgraded. He's fully upgraded, you may not know it. Let me pop over here so we can cover this for you. Alright, so he looks just like the other guy, but where I was on Crystalier path this time, he is actually on the Prismancer path. As you can see, this is what was golden. Golden Diamond Energy Beam. Basically what this did, it took the damage numbers from, where would it have left off? 30 to 45 to 34 to 51. Very, very slight increase. Triple Refracted Beam. Energy beam splits into 3 beams when refracted through a crystal shard. This is helpful, but it doesn't really increase damage, it just kind of increases your capacity to do damage. Following in the footsteps of that, we actually have Focused Energy. For 1920 would be the cost. Energy beam attack has increased range. That's not your initial shot, as many people think. It's the same as a box stock Prism Break. This is just meaning refract, 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 refract. It just on down the line, it can continue going farther. As you can see, I've got the WoW POW. I actually need the Soul Gem. I guess I'll pick that up, so we'll buy it. Wait, I don't have his other stuff, do I? Interesting. Dadgum, we've got some work to do. Okay, so let me correct what I said. Golden, I guess I bought that just to have it, but energy beam attack does even more. So let's come in here. This, like I said, was so long ago. I thought I'd done it. 34 to 51. I know that's correct. We gotta get some cash here with Mr. Prism Break. This is like bonus content for everyone. Luckily, there is an earth chest, and I seriously hope I left the money that Windup didn't get. I hope it's still there. I don't know if it looks like despawned or something. It's there, that's awesome. And here lately I've just been going through not getting the extra bolts. This time I did, and little did I know I would need them. I thought that there's a chance I wouldn't have the money for either of these two guys, and I did. I thought I did with him, because... Alright, that's probably not going to be enough to get everything. Let me pop up this way. and just pick up a little bit of change on the way, get to 50s. Like I said, I thought he was fully upgraded. He was not. He had the Wow Pow and only one down the path, so maybe his range will increase past that, and I'll stand corrected. But the reason I said that, I thought that he was upgraded and he's not. So sad thing is, it's probably easier if I just busted out my Sky Diamond and went to town, but we'll take it from here, I guess. So. Plus, he's kind of slow, but I mean, what can you do?
Gems are my favorite.
Well, I guess we won't break that one after all. Actually, he's really slow. Again, this is something. I'm a big Prism Break fan, so he's a character that I take through all the heroics. And the first heroics I do are the speed heroics, which is a huge boost to characters like this. This is kind of akin to Bumble Blast, if you will. But there's no heroics in this game, so you have to rely on charms, legendary treasures, hats, things of that nature. I guess a hat would really help him out. We could set him up with this. Like I said, I bet this is probably going to be like just shy of having enough for us. Yeah, seems to be how things go. I hadn't actually been in here in a while, so it's kind of nice to check back in. Coolest thing about this is you can get the characters to face directly at you, and kind of get a feel for some of the upgrades and whatnot. Main thing in this is to get the big coins, you know, the ones that are worth 10. Okay. Barely made that. I can't remember if I've got this on Nightmare or Hard. But Nightmare you get more cash. Oh, I didn't seem to register that. Oh, he had good range on that. That's sometimes that one coin some characters have a really hard time getting. Alright, ooh. We'll just go ahead and come up here just in case. I left this one as well. Don't really need money in this game, particularly some of the characters. Popcorn, Trigger Happy, Springtime, Trigger Happy, the other Popcorn. Most of those characters are sitting around 60,000 a piece. Max out is like 65, 235, something in that area. So let's come in and see what we do. Alright, 28.15. We're just a couple hundred short. That said, triple refracted beam. Energy beam splits into 3 beams when refracted through a crystal shard. Pick that up. And there's the Sky Diamond. So we'll actually use that after we get a feel for it. So there's our shard, there's the 3, and there's the Wow Pow. So this makes sense. I was thinking this path was a lot worse, but very cool looking. Let's just go ahead and throw that Sky Diamond on the portal, and I guess we'll just spam our what was it? 19 or something. Let's have some fun with that. No, actually we'll probably I can get him to 3,000 on stuff. As you can see, there's a reason I use popcorn for this part of the game. It just works way better. We'll just go ahead and let him max the thing out. Alright, that's plenty of money, barely. We'll have a little bit left over in the little party fund, I guess. Alright, getting really tired. It's after 3 AM now, but Final upgrade for this guy, kind of a special bonus out of order feature. Focused Energy 1920. Energy Beam attack has increased range. Let's check it out. I've shown you several times what it looked like, and we'll see now if they mean actually out in the open. Oh yeah, that's way better. Okay. I think it is. There's the 3. That was a really good angle right there to show you the triple shards. Very cool. And you have to think, you know, while this doesn't have the triple shards, you can spawn several of them. And then that's when you get like really cool stuff happening. Plus, you have to remember when he kills enemies off, special things happen. It's really fun. So, that's it. Still doing the 34 to 51. Nothing really different to write home about. Obviously, you know, the more shards you have, the more crazy stuff you can do. You can't really see what crazy stuff's happening there, but you get the general idea. So, focused energy, 34 to 51, increased range. Triple refracted, 34 to 51. The refractions on the first one seem to be 26 to 39. It's showing 40 just because of the, you know, increases to critical hit. But that is that. That is Hyper Beam Prism Break fully upgraded down the Crystalier path with bonus coverage of the Prismamancer path. Big thing for those of you into the aesthetics, both of them turn red. It's not just like the Wow Pow Comrade statue. It's his arms, it's his hand, it's the armor if you have that. It's every aspect of him becomes red, so that's kind of like the aesthetic change overall, if you will. So that's it. I will leave it at that for Hyper Beam Prism Break. Again, I personally prefer the Crystalier path. Take that for what you will, but I'll end this here. This video is a little bit longer because of the double content, but as always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you back here as we upgrade one of my favorite characters, probably my favorite character, Terrafin, in his Skylanders Swap Force Blue base form, which is, of course, Knockout Terrafin.